Hello, hello, hello. It's Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Success Bully is an elite accountability practice, so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. I love the countdown music. So I'm always over here rocking out before we actually go live. So, welcome. Happy Monday. Happy March. I hope March has come in like a lion for you. And I hope that this month is going to be a pivotal month for you personally, professionally, in your business, in every space in your life. So I'm really excited that you're here with us, excited that you're joining us. You know, last month we had a really amazing theme of finding your sweet spot in your business, and this month, because spring has sprung, darlings, we're talking spring clearing rather than spring cleaning. And shout out to Sai for helping craft this theme. One of our Success Bully superstars. That spring cleaning implies that things are dirty, that they're messy, and they're broken, right? And I'd like to believe that your business is not messy, broken, or dirty, right? But spring clearing implies that it's actions that you take to create space, right? To create space to receive more, right? I want this to be the best year yet for you in your business and the best year yet for you personally. And in order to do that, we have to create space. We have to create space to be in a position to receive. We have to create space, clear space for new clients, for new opportunities, and whether that is clearing the space in terms of who we have in our lives, if that's clearing the space in terms of how we work, if that's clearing the space on not just taking projects because they pay, but taking on things that light us up and fulfill us, right? So creating that space. So each one of you in this community has a personal concierge. So if your first name begins with the letters A through M as in Mary, Sai is your personal concierge. So make sure you connect with Sai. Sai, raise your hand. And connect with Sai to answer any questions, to get you scheduled, to get you worksheets, to get you resources. Make sure you connect with Sai. If your first name begins with the letter N as in Nancy through the letters Z, Lucille is your personal concierge. And make sure that you reach out to Lucille. If you need anything, check your DMs. We're emailing, we're texting, we're Facebook messengering you because we want to connect. We want to make sure that this community is a safe space for you, but also that it's a resource and a place of value. That you know that when you come into this community, that you have 1,300 plus people that are cheerleading for you. You have 1,300 plus people that want to see you succeed. You have two coaches and two concierges that want to make sure you have everything you need to be successful this year. There are no more excuses. 2022 is not the year of excuses. 2022 is the year of growth. This is a year of growth, and I want you to have every opportunity to grow yourselves and to grow your business. I'm going to get off my soapbox because I am losing. I'm losing the topic, y'all. Just really passionate today. I think it's my lipstick. So, so in terms of spring clearing, I want to walk you through an exercise today so that you can just do a quick self assessment. And the reason why we do a self assessment is how do you know? How do you know if you've been an ass if you haven't done a self assessment? I think that oftentimes, while we can be critical of ourselves, and there may be a whole narrative that we have about how we talk about ourselves and how we interact and all of that. I think that it's important to assess yourself as if you were a neutral third party, right? As if you're giving yourself a performance review and assess yourself as the leader, owner, and operator of your business, but also assess your business, right? And so this is a real simple exercise. And if you have a notebook in front of you, if grab it now. If you don't, get your notebook. If you got nothing to write on, flip over a napkin, grab a pen, because this is something that this exercise is something that you can do at any time. It's not super time sensitive. I often use this exercise when it's time to make a decision. So if we're thinking about next steps or where we're going to grow the business, where we're going to shift things, what are priorities, and this is an exercise that we do to do that. And I think that in the spirit of that spring clearing, to understand what you're going to shift, you first got to really pop the hood, right? We got to pop the hood and have a critical eye on what's going on, and really look at it from a high level, but also look at it from a very granular level. So this is our first high level approach. So I'm going to talk to you about a high level approach, and then I want to talk to you about like tactical, like get in the weeds approach to this self assessment. So first, I want to talk about what's called a simple SWOT analysis. And the simple SWOT is what I like to call a magical grid of transformation. It's a magical grid of transformation. And what a SWOT analysis actually is, and if you have an MBA, you've probably had to do this multiple times. It's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, right? So a SWOT analysis, it basically is a framework for you to identify and analyze internal and external factors that can have an impact on your business, a project, a place, or a person. You can use a SWOT analysis for if you're trying to figure out if you need to keep dating this person. You could use a SWOT analysis. Or last year we shut down our corporate practice. I did a SWOT analysis before I made that decision to stop chasing corporate work, right? So so this is something you can use to give yourself a go forward, or give yourself the space um, to decide on maybe we don't do this. Like, I think that it's applicable for projects, it's applicable for like the big business, it's applicable for even like your leadership style, right? It's a real simple exercise. If you need a worksheet, raise your hand, we'll get a worksheet to you. But actually all you need is your notebook, and you want to draw a line down the center. So you want to draw a vertical line, and then you want to draw a horizontal line. So essentially you have 4 boxes, right? And what inspired me to be all jazzy pants about the SWOT analysis, this is a story of how I got my feelings hurt. Okay, let me tell you how I got my feelings hurt real quick. All right. So I have this friend. Love him to death. Love him to death. And just like, all-star in business, has been climbed the corporate ladder, really stretching and growing. And like, we were out for cocktails one day, and he said, why don't you ever ask me for business advice? To which I said, because we're friends, and I didn't want to, tire you out with that. Like, I'm trying to respect our friendship and our boundaries. To which he said, oh, come on, let's schedule some time with me. I'd love to help. Okay, so like, we got to schedule time. Assistants get involved, links are passed around. It takes a month to get on his calendar, a month, maybe month and a half to get on his calendar. We have this meeting, y'all. And this is how I got my feelings hurt. He said, I would never invest in you because you are not scalable. How about you save us some time and do a SWOT analysis on yourself and your business and come back to me? Now, mind you, I didn't ask for no advice. All this chasing to get on the calendar for him to hurt my feelings. And out of spite, I did a SWOT analysis. Transformed our business. I didn't ask for any other help after that because I had it. I got it. Doing that simple act helped me focus my energy, right? Where like I could see the growth opportunities and figured out a way to be scalable. Hello, everybody. You're in our scalable piece. Hello, everyone. Welcome to us scaling, right? And so I want to encourage you to take this seriously. Like, literally, me getting my feelings hurt and being encouraged to do this exercise transformed our business, transformed my business, transformed the way that I interact, transformed the way um, where I put my energy, transform the way that I focus. Okay. I know what the priorities are. And if I'm ever stuck, if I'm ever unclear on what to do, and I'm trying to make a decision, a simple SWOT analysis is a great way to help with that decision making process. Okay. So the first we've drawn the vertical line down the middle of the page, and now we've drawn the horizontal line. So the first thing I want you to do is assess yourself. Let's start with you. Because most of the time, and I'm going to be honest here, most of the time we are the problem, but we're also the solution, right? So I can tell you, hands down, the biggest threat to our business is me. I'm the biggest threat. So we got to manage the biggest threat. I am also the biggest asset in the business. So we got to manage that too, right? So I want you to think of when you're assessing yourself, write out your strengths. So what are those internal secret sauce moments that support you in achieving your goals? So like what makes you special when it comes to your business, right? Is it the way that you connect with your clients? Is it your unique ability to encourage other people? Is it your strategy? Is it your ability to hold folks accountable? What are your strengths, right? What are your strengths? And so that's internal. That is what you can control, right? That's what you can control. Internal is always within your scope of control. External happens to you, right? Internal, what we can control. Now I want you to think about your weaknesses. So top box, strengths. So then what are your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses, right? So what are those things internally that work against you um and against you achieving your goals? So is it time? Is it your ability to prioritize? Let's not even call it time management. Is it your ability to prioritize? Is it your ability to focus? Is it your ability you are you easily hurt? So if someone says no to you, you don't bounce back from rejection quickly, right? And I'm going to tell you in business, the faster you can the shorter that delta is from rejection to next, like moving on to the next thing, that is what's going to really get you really make you some money. If you can not take 2 weeks licking your wounds, that'll keep your business growing, right? So what are those weaknesses? Again, internally, is it low self-esteem? Do you not feel confident enough to build your business or to approach people? Do you feel like you are not you have that imposter syndrome that you're not the best fit, or you're not you why would anybody listen to you? That's all internal. That's internal. So internal, we I can shift my internal pieces. The external pieces, those are things that I have to take action on or they're happening around me, right? So now you look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, okay? Your strengths, what are of your strengths, what are those things you can do more of that come naturally to you? Of your weaknesses, if you say organization is one of your weaknesses, what if that can be outsourced? Right? When we look at our weaknesses, what can be outsourced? So, like, I do not have it. I don't have it to obsess about social media at this point. I like to do stuff like this, where I put on some lipstick and I yell on the internet. I don't like writing all the captions. I don't like the strategy. I like looking at stuff and going, I like that. So when we think about those things that we're not good at, that is a perceived weakness, what can we get support on, and what can we you like rely less on, right? So like some of our weaknesses, we're talking childhood trauma, you need to go to therapy, and that could take you decades to unpack, right? But time management, you can hire a VA to help you with that, right? Or if you're not organized, you can hire somebody. There are professional organizers that you can hire to do that for you. If your writing is not your thing, but you're supposed to write a lot, hire a copywriter. Right? So of your strengths, what can you do more of? Like, I love connecting with people. So how do we do more of that? How do we do more of that? Stay tuned. We're going to be doing more of that, right? How do I love sharing my thoughts? I love storytelling. How do I do more of that? Right? Strengths, weaknesses. Now, opportunities. So now we got the first two grids. We got our strengths and our weaknesses. So when we look at our strengths listed out in bullet points, what are we going to do more of? Our weaknesses, what can we outsource? Right? What are those things that it ain't our ministry? We don't have to pray about it, meditate about it. We can get somebody who it is their jam to support us on it. Okay. And if that means a coach, if that means getting a therapist, if that means getting a professional organizer, if that means getting some help with your getting a personal trainer, like whatever, what can be outsourced. All right. So now opportunities. So now we got the third part of the grid. And the opportunities are, what are some of those things? Those are external. So those are things outside of ourselves that you can capitalize on, that you can use to your advantage. What can you use to your advantage? So like somebody like me, I don't mind public speaking. I don't mind yelling on the internet. How can I capitalize on that? How can I be use that to move the business forward? Right? Or I love to write. Pretty good at it. How can I use that? Where's the opportunity with that? Or um, my industry is growing and my footprint is growing. How do we leverage that? How do we leverage those opportunities? What are the things outside of ourselves that we can leverage? Right? I think that for all my public speakers, get ready. I think that the pendulum is swinging, where we're getting that swing from the tone of live events is changing, but also people are going to have the desire to be in person. So, like, we're going to see a big swing to everything in person. That's my prediction in like summertime. I think summer, fall is going to be big in person interaction. That's my prediction. I could be wrong. Maybe there'll be another variant, but be ready. Be ready for that, right? And so now threats. Your threats are the external things that could jeopardize your success, right? So what are some of those things outside of yourself that could derail you? Um that could be COVID, right? We don't control this. We don't control um how it all plays out, you know? We got a pending, possible world war, right? Not to be overly political, but there are things happening in the world that will happen to us, right? That we have no control over what's happening next, right? So what are some of those things that could actually slow you down? Are there any way you can prepare for them? If not, then we just have to not stress about them. But if it is, the market is shifting, okay, so you can save a little more money if the market is shifting in a bad way. Right? If the market is growing, then you got to gear up. You have to prepare yourself for that growth, right? So assess yourself first. Now, if you have a team, if you have people that work with you, how are you doing as a leader? Where can you grow in that leadership moment? What are your opportunities as a leader? What are some of your threats as a leader? Right? So what are some of those things that need to shift? And really, what I want you to focus on, and this is when you do the SWOT of yourself and the SWOT of your business, your O box, your O box. Okay, of your opportunities, triage. What are the things you're going to focus on? Your W box is second, because your strengths, that's awesome. You're going to keep doing what you do well. Your weaknesses, that's what we're going to outsource. We're going to look for what are things that we can get off your plate so you can do more of the things you're really strong at. Okay. So like you have done yourself. Take a moment. This again, this does not have to be super sexy. You don't have to turn it into a whole PDF. It doesn't have to be an intricately involved uh, document. This is bullet points. This is bullet points. If you have to do a little research or ask a couple people for insight, that's fine. But really, this is meant to be quick and easy. This is not meant to be a 3-day process. Okay. And like I said, I can use this approach when I'm thinking big picture, when I'm thinking about the business, when I'm thinking about friendship, when I'm thinking about next steps that I need to take, even if I'm thinking about a conference that we want to attend as attendees, we're not speaking at the conference. I do a SWOT analysis on, okay, is this a conference that we need to go to? What are the strengths of the conferences? What are the weaknesses? Where's our opportunity? What's the big threat with this? Right? It just gives me a if I see that there are a laundry list of weaknesses and a laundry list of threats, that to me means that we probably should move forward. Or if it's an assessment of myself, then that means I need to get some outside support. If I see a lot of weaknesses and a lot of threats, I need some outside support. Okay. So now you've done that for yourself. The next thing I would suggest is let's do the same thing for your business. All right. So you've assessed yourself as a CEO, founder, uh, head boss in charge. You've done this for yourself. Now I want you to think of your business entity. Your business entity. So do the same thing for your business. What are your strengths in the business? And you'll find that there may be some overlap. There may be some overlap with your personal strengths and your strengths as a business, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Because at a certain point, when you're first starting out, a lot of your business is you. A lot of your business is you. And so your strengths, again, what is that secret sauce? What are those internal things that you do really well that sets you apart from other coaches, other consultants? What makes you unique, right? What do you do that no one else can do or that you do better than 9 out of 10 people in the world? So like what are your strengths? What are I think that when I think about our strengths in the business, it's like, yeah, we have a proven model. Accountability works. So we have a proven model. We have a methodology that walks people through a transformation and they get results. Um, we've been doing it a while. We got some visibility around it, and we love what we do. So now I want you to think about again. So what are those strengths? That what are those things that you do really well? That you coach for results, you get the outcomes, your clients are happy, they're seeing a 10x on their investment, whatever those strengths are for you. Likewise, what are the weaknesses? What are those internal things that could work against you? Sometimes it might be not having processes in place, or maybe you have the right team members in the wrong roles, right? Maybe it's a staffing issue. Maybe it's maybe things aren't as duplicatable as you'd like, right? What are the weaknesses? Is it you're maybe you're not having enough activity to get those new clients, right? What are the weaknesses? Maybe you don't have a consistent leads, or you don't have a approach or mechanism to drive that. So what are those internal weaknesses in your business? And maybe it is social media. Maybe it is maybe you don't like doing the bookkeeping. Maybe it's the financial part of the business. That's fine. That's fine. And weaknesses may be things you don't enjoy, but it also may be things that you're not good at, right? Because like I tend to put off things I don't enjoy, whether I'm good at it or not. If I don't like it, I'm not hot to try to do it right away. Okay. And then I want you to think, list those out. So again, when we look at those weaknesses, what can we outsource? What support do we need to call in? When you look at your weaknesses, This is where you need to ask for help. This is where you need to ask for help. Because those weaknesses eventually will show up in your bottom line. The lack of process, the lack of team, the lack of financial management of the business, all of that will show up in your revenue, right? So if there are things that you don't like, um, again, get help, outsource, kind of triage who are those people that can support you in that. And then again, the opportunities. This is where you play. This is where you play. What are the external things that you can capitalize on? Like when I did this for our business after I got my feelings hurt, there are two things that really stood out for me. The self development space is rapidly growing, multi-billion dollar industry in the coming years, right? Year over year growth. I think that has only increased with COVID in that people are looking for better and new ways to work, looking to develop more. Online courses, online education, rapidly growing space. And so we have multiple opportunities as online educators, but also as coaches to grow this business. It's a huge, wide open space. Wide open space. Yes, it is. There's competition in it, but there's so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity. And like when I looked at where we could have the big growth, that was in that coaching piece. How do you make that coaching scalable? And then online learning, right? So that was my big aha where like, okay, I'm doing all this corporate work. There's a cap on it. There's a cap on it. Whereas our coaching practice, there's no cap on group coaching anyway. And there's no cap on online courses. Like we can monetize those, and that's already content we've created for our coaching programs, right? So that's where we focus energy, and we were okay letting our corporate practice go because it just made more sense to focus on what was scalable. All right, so now the threats. The threats, again, these are external factors that could derail you. These are things that are out of our scope of control. And so what are some of those things? Like could it be regulation in your industry? Could it be, global pandemic? That could be one. Could it be automation or machine learning, AI could come in and derail things for you. Could it be the global economy impacting spending? You know, what are those threats? So again, if I'm seeing weakness after weakness, threats after threats, if there's a laundry list of weaknesses and threats, get help, get support. As if you have a laundry list of weaknesses and your strengths and opportunities are rather small, get some help. Get some help. So again, your O box, explore that. Explore that and really think about of those opportunities, what do I need to prioritize? Because you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. I think we over rotate by having too many opportunities running at one time, but like triage what you're going to do first. When you think about the opportunities and you have that list of opportunities, I would think about how I would triage it is by impact. So, what would have the biggest impact financially in your business? And I would start with that first, right? Because everything else, when you have the resources, you can add these other things because you can add a team member or you can add a marketing agency that'll help build it. So real simple SWOT. So what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses in your business? Where are those opportunities and where are those threats, right? And like again, if I am seeing weakness, lots of weaknesses, lots of threats or perceived threats, whether they're real or imagined, get some help. Get some help. And so like I can't close this out without saying to you, if you are looking at these opportunities and you're looking at your strengths and your weaknesses, your opportunities and your threats, and you're not sure what you should do next, if you're not sure what to do next, I want to extend the invitation to book a strategy call with us. And you can do that at successbully.com/call. You can reach out to your personal concierge. If your first name begins with the letters A through M as in Mary, Cy is your personal concierge. If your first name begins with the letters N through Z, Lucille is your personal concierge. And we're here to support you. We are here to support you, and we want to see you succeed. We want to see you be able to take your business to the next level. And one of the ways that we support our community, our community with building this business and putting these things into practice is the Exit Strategy Academy. We have a whole coaching program dedicated to what I like to call our emerging entrepreneurs, or our coaches and consultants that are part time, who have full time corporate jobs and are looking to build their practices so they have an escape plan, so that they can put things in motion, so that they are ready to pivot. The Exit Strategy Academy is our flagship group coaching program. It is 13 weeks in length. We have multiple touch points with you. We are not giving you a bunch of slides and calls in the middle of your workday hoping that you'll grasp the concepts. We honor the fact that you all are working. And so, even if you were full time in your business, we honor the fact that you work all day. And all of our calls are 4:30 Pacific time, which is 7:30 Eastern. So we're after business hours, so that you can attend. You don't have to rearrange your whole day or sneak out of work trying to attend a coaching call. You have two touch points with my team every week. I do a live coaching call on Monday, and our amazing coach Gigi host office hours on Wednesday. So you always have a conversation with us. And it is not webinar style, it is interactive. So you can actually engage with us and have conversations in real time. We have a core curriculum that walks you through the basics. So there's some self study, but you can always get more on our coaching calls. We have a tracking system. So we're tracking your progress. If we see that you're underperforming, we reach out and we call you in. We don't call you out. We call you in to support you, right? We're not calling you out for not getting your work done. We call you in to figure out how we can support you getting through whatever it is you're experiencing, because life gets real. Sickness happens, divorce happens, losing jobs happen, frustration happens. We understand that is part of the process, and we're here to support you. Whether your personal life is up in smoke or your business is falling apart, we'll help you pull it back together, okay? Right now, we're running our spring clearing promotion. And so we're giving you an extra month of coaching. So, but you get your 13 weeks, and then we're giving you an additional 4 weeks on us, because we want to see you all succeed. We're giving you unlimited one on one calls with us. Now, working with me one on one is $13,000 for 6 months. We're giving you access to myself and our other coaches to talk with us one on one as often as you want. Right there, you are saving yourself thousands of dollars by joining this program. Because if you wanted to meet with me one on one, 13K. And so this is an amazing opportunity. We also are giving you access to our sales challenge, where we give you daily actions to help you drive new leads in your business so you can make money fast. My goal is for you to be able to get to your first 5 figure month, and to be able to duplicate that, because with that duplication, where you're doing first 5 figure months consistently, then you can make choices about what's next for your corporate career. All right. And so if you want more information on the program, we have our special promotion running for the next few days. Reach out to your concierge, book a strategy session. We're happy to see if we're a good fit for you and if you're a good fit for us. Once again, I'm Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Hey, take time to assess yourself. Take time to assess your business. Look at those opportunities. There's so many for you. I want this to be the best year yet for you and your business. All right, y'all, let's get after it.